Today's podcast is a little bit of a different one as it consists of some short snippets from a talk which I gave this evening at our local She Shed. Now, She Shed, for those of you who don't know, is an amazing initiative based here in Cairns that brings women together to create, to learn new things and to connect. So I'm Suzanne Rath and this is Endures for your daily dose of endurance, leadership and life lessons. Hope you enjoy. So we kicked off with a story about the Australian female swimmers after the Olympics. It's something I've shared on the podcast previously, and it really illustrates the importance of our identities being tied to not just our careers or our roles, but also to what we really value as individuals and how we show up. And this is a really core concept of how we can be energized, enthused, and engaged in our lives.
What their story shows us is not just this importance of constantly pushing or the importance of looking externally successful, but the importance of finding these other things in our lives that energize us, and also the importance of deep recovery. How we find our own unique identities, which is what's so amazing about spaces like this, like finding these things you enjoy doing just for the sake of it, not because you feel like you should or you have to.
We spoke about the importance of strategic deletion and tools like setting really good boundaries. And of course, you can grab a boundary setting tool on my website.
Because I do these things because I'm consistently strategically deleting. I'm consistently working on my focus. I'm consistently setting boundaries. I'm consistently looking at what's important to me and moving just in that direction and getting rid of the things that don't align with that. And it's a consistent pattern. And I don't think that I'm up here on the limitless line, but I'm probably like slightly above the emerging line. And so that's what I love to inspire you guys to think about today.
We spoke about my Endures framework and the difference between hustle and sustainable high performance.
Energy management works and deep recovery works. And these are core messages that separate my Endures framework, which makes high performance into something that's sustainable rather than something that's about hustle and endless grind.
We spoke about the importance of micro breaks. And of course, if you would like to make your own recovery menu, you can watch my Design Your Recovery menu on my website for free.
I habitually now diarize these little, and they're like 10-minute breaks, right, in a day. And I've designed a recovery menu for what to do with them. But I have to put it in my calendar, like my diary each day, and be like, I'm going to go stand in the pool and stretch for 10 minutes, or I'm going to go and do this to make myself do it, because otherwise I'll push through. But also thinking about your energy and how you show up when your stress is moderated, when you have these little resets for yourself, like when you take time to actually drink a cup of tea and look up at the sky or the birds for 5 minutes, as opposed to answering somebody's annoying email, right?
We talked about potential futures and the difference between being reactive and becoming limitless.
If we're constantly reacting and constantly waiting to do the things that we want to do, or constantly waiting to look after our health, or constantly waiting to look after our energy, or waiting to set better boundaries, or waiting till things calm down, nothing's ever going to calm down. We're actually just getting further and further away from where we want to be. And so we end up in this reactive state. And if we make and take decisive action to actually manage our energy, to manage our recovery, and to manage our lives in alignment with what really matters to us, and getting to know what that is, and take conscious, even if they're imperfect, because most steps are imperfect, steps every day towards that, that's when we really start to shift the curve up into this direction where we can have all of this energy.
And ultimately, the ladies reflected on the 3 legs of this 3-legged stool, or my performance advancement pathway. And these 3 things are something that I go through with people in my lowest entry offer of coaching, and their vitality, alignment, and connection. Because when we look at people who live in the blue zones, it's not just what they eat or what they drink, but the fact that what they eat, what they drink, what they do, their values, etc., align with what is genetically correct for them, align with what matters to them and their culture, and that they have this connection to others. So thank you for listening. I'll see you tomorrow for more from Endures. Bye.